San Bernardino is broken. Broken streets, broken ideas, broken priorities, broken promises, just plain broke. There's never been a more important time to change San Bernardino than now, and that change starts with electing Gigi Hanna for mayor.
I can trust Gigi because she's smart and she knows what she's doing. As a city clerk, she didn't get a vote, but she's seen what's wrong firsthand. Gigi Hanna can fix San Bernardino.
Growing up in San Bernardino, I know one thing. San Bernardino needs a new mayor, and now we've got to take our city back. We've had smart, but not honest. And sometimes we've had honest, but not smart. And we need to get both smart and honest. Gigi Hanna is that combo.
Gigi Hanna is just what San Bernardino needs. A smart, well-educated, and honest mayor who has San Bernardino's best interests at heart.
It's time to fix broken San Bernardino. Vote Gigi Hanna for mayor.
Paid for by Friends of Gigi Hanna for Mayor of San Bernardino 2018.
Listen to KCAA Loma Linda for less confrontation and more information.
You tuned in to IE Radio on KCAA.
Baby!
What's hood, y'all? You're now tuned in to IE Radio. My name is Heavy the Homie. This first track we got for you comes from the homie Edgar Sosa. This one's called Extra Stuff.
I need good vibes to bring me up. I don't need none of the extra stuff. I know I'm on my way. Tell her I'm on my way. Okay, KK. I need good vibes to bring me up. I don't need none of the extra stuff. I know I'm on my way. Tell her I'm on my way. Okay, KK. I'm zoning. My phone's dead. She want it, and I'm on it. She's focused, and I'm on it. So I ain't gotta lie, no, I ain't gotta lie. I ain't got nothing to hide. She just wanna call me daddy. She just tryna pop a Zanny. And I'm not one to judge, but trust those drugs don't make you happy. I know I might come off strange, but we ain't strangers no more. Strangers no more. She calls me my government name. I feel I've been here before, but ain't nothing wrong, cuz I need good vibes to bring me up. I don't need none of the extra stuff. I know I'm on my way. Tell them I'm on my way. Okay, KK. I need good vibes to bring me up. I don't need none of the extra stuff. I know I'm on my way. Tell them I'm on my way. Okay, KK. Keep a couple real homies around. The ones that really holding me down. The ones I know 10 years from now. I know they bringing the Hennessy out anytime when I step out of town. And we ain't got nothing to chase it down. Bartender, bring us another round. And keep them coming for me and all of the hummus. How many times I gotta kill it? How many times a hater wanna break my spirit? $100,000 probably couldn't even heal it. It'd probably be different if we talking about $1 billion. I used to want to count by the pieces worth $1 million. Now I want a home inside the city that I live in, and that's what I'm working for. If the radio don't give us no play, take it personal. When I say tell that punk ass DJ to turn me up, I don't need none of the extra stuff. I know I'm on my way. Tell them I'm on my way. Okay, KK. I need good vibes to bring me up. I don't need none of the extra stuff. I know I'm on my way. Tell them I'm on my way. Good vibes, good weed. Good times with people that deserve good things. Come on. Good vibes, good weed. Good times with people that deserve good things. Come on. Good vibes, good weed. Good times with people that deserve good things. Come on. Good vibes, good weed. Good times with people that deserve good things. They deserve good things. We deserve good things.
Once again, that track was called Extra Stuff by Edgar Sosa. This next track is called Water. This is Spliff Hemingway featuring Jazz Spastics.
Flow like water.
One thing I always say, I've been saying
sick with the words. Since the first time kicking the verse, I get you high like a spliff in the earth. I got the gift, it's a gift and a curse. Alumni, we paint pictures with words. Ancient scriptures, drinking liquor till my vision is blurred. I'm sick when I spit and it isn't the cure. The non sequitur rhymes, rhyme predator. Head of your repertoire, better for the chore, embedded in the core. Run up in the cut like I'm so secure. And plus my flow from the gut like my soul is pure. Made a path for myself, I ain't in it for the dough. Yo, I rip an open mic when I can't book a show. Everything I ever wrote was dope, it was a quote. If you don't get it, then it's not how I measured it. Evident with dope, I guess it's just their negligence. Writing New Testament, sending viral messages, a testament to excellence. Every time the poet spits, we notice that you noticed it. Even if you won't admit it, the flow is frigid. Do the dishes on the nutrition, we kick it, might as well listen. You in Hell's Kitchen, my pen's independent of a business agenda. I just get with my friends and then I spit it relentless. I'm so creative, I might go schizophrenic. Next song that I write might rap in Spanish. Like water, flow like flow like water, flow like water, flow like water, flow like flow like water, flow like water.
This next track comes from the homie Snagnito. This track is called My Girl's Not One of Them. You can catch the homie performing this Friday in LA at the Novo, opening up for Diggable Planets.
Got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. H to the URT. When you were screaming louder for the next one, OMC. Nowhere to be found and talking ish through my set. Oh hell no. And it was well known. I should have dropped you quicker than a cell phone. Jokes on you, Snag. Overhearing the laughter. Bet you when you smash her, bet you think about his favorite rapper. Ha ha, very funny motherfucker. He's a full-time barber, part-time sucker. You don't even listen to my music, you just use it against me. Kick me while I'm down when my calendar's empty. Now it's a midlife crisis, cause I'm still among the nicest. And before my teachers to be righteous. Life is, you know the rest is also priceless. So I'm not about to let your lack of hypeness ruin my highness. I guess thought we were cool like 7-Eleven pizza with the munchies, and it's too late to go to little sands around the world. But my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. Even Aaron never played 1-2, but to make you choose love over what you love to do, playing all that garbage while steady trashing my hardest. And here I thought artists better understood artists. If I sounded like these dudes and rap like I'm in preschool and farted out a week mixtape every couple weeks, I'd be cool. I'll stick to comfy like your Fabo kid. She sour cousin said I'd never be on 106. Start the shower so I can wash off this knockoff. A scripted reality show stench, your boy's about to walk off. I think it'd be best not to call Seacrest Productions, but you can't wait to be famous, so you'll stop at nothing. Always wanna be starting something, so I'm parting from it. I was in the studio when I said I was, nobody was. At least I wasn't stuck in the middle of you in the baggage you come with. Now stay off the in the drunk kids
around the world, but my girl's not one of them.
My girl's not one of them. My girl got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl got fans around the world, but my girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them. My girl's not one of them.
You say I'm cheating when I'm up at the studio. Come to find out you the
really good. I just don't understand it. I would just chalk it up to that. Please don't play it again, because I don't.
Just listen to it one more time.
Once again, that track comes from the homie Snagnito. Catch him this Friday at the Novo. Holla at him on Instagram for tickets at Theo Snag.
Gutter. Me and my clan feel like 500. We ruin your plan. Just me and my hands, but got plenty of steel if you need an advance. We rollin' in vans, hop out with the chop out, we kidnap your man. Like give me your grand, so we sending a letter to family and friends. Who got the band? Who got the band? Give me my money or someone gon' find you on somebody's land. Not a threat, that's a promise. I need at least 3 commas. I don't wanna hear shit else like what? My is problems. Roll deep like the Foot Clan. Put in work like the Foot Clan. All black like the Foot Clan. And I run you. You are in the presence of Orokusaki. You should kill yourself now. Harikari. You beginning to look like lunch. Teriyaki. You are in the presence of Orokusaki. I live in the dojo, a second awake, I'm perfecting my craft. I don't take no photos, ain't taking no selfies while up in the lab. I don't wear no polo, I am not social. I am a mogul, alone on this journey, I'm walking this path. Fuck with the king if you think you can hang with my hustle, it's crazy. Fuck with the king, I'm the king of the steel, I will snatch your old lady. With the king on the beats, I'm a beast, I karate chop samples. Fucked with the king on this mic, I'm a killer, you gon' light some candles. Roll deep like the Foot Clan. Put in work like the Foot Clan. All black like the Foot Clan. And I run you. You are in the presence of Orokusaki. You should kill yourself now. Harikari. You beginning to look like lunch. Teriyaki. You are in the presence of Orokusaki. Don't talk to the bebop, you know I rock steady, my ninjas is wild. I flow from the soul and my glow is amazing, you gon' peep the style. Y'all birds of a feather, you only want cheddar, you chickens is foul. Y'all birds of a feather, you only want cheddar, you chickens is foul. I ride for my side and my team is elite, we ain't with lame. Don't lay out fool you, I school you in streets, I ain't playing no game. My hood is the block, I suggest that you stop cause you making me homesick. Everything that I spit is the truth, I just pray that he knows it. Roll deep like the Foot Clan. Put in work like the Foot Clan. All black like the Foot Clan. And I run you. You are in the presence of Orokusaki. You should kill yourself now. Harikari. You beginning to look like lunch. Teriyaki. You are in the presence of Orokusaki. Roll deep like the Foot Clan. Put in work like the Foot Clan. All black like the Foot Clan. And I run you. You are in the presence of Orokusaki. You should kill yourself now. Harikari. You beginning to look like lunch. Teriyaki. You are in the presence of Orokusaki.
Go ahead and stop that real quick, Nappy. Yo, that song you just heard came from the homie King Dice from Moreno Valley. That song was called Orokusaki. You can find that on Spotify and other digital platforms off of the project Shailu Avenue. Also, this next track that we're going to get into, shout out to the homie Buchanan, a.k.a. Mr. West Covina. He was a guest on our show one of my first weeks on here, and he's straight been putting in work. He's been grinding from the San Gabriel Valley. This is a premiere of his new track. This one's called Dead Presidents, and this is going to be on his new project. Go ahead and give the homie a follow. Once again, that's Buchanan. That's at BOO_CANNON. Once again, this song is called Dead Presidents by Buchanan. Go ahead and run it back, Nappy. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Once again, this is IE Radio. Much love.
I fell in love with blue faces. Girl, I love picturing you naked. I changed my life for blue faces. This what we talking, blue faces. I fell in love with blue faces. Girl, I love picturing you naked. I changed my life for blue faces. This what we talking, blue faces. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. I came from trapping on roads. I was placed on a road. I wanna, you know, roll. West Covina, baby, I was told. I could've done life, I was blessed. I'd rather make money than stress. My niggas say I can't fall like cliffs. This ain't checkers, this chess. Niggas say they got you, but they can't show. My side, no, this my show. I cannot trust what you say. All I need to know who's paying me. This is what I'm on. Boo can't been on. I fell in love with blue faces. Girl, I love picturing you naked. I changed my life for blue faces. This what we talking, blue faces. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. She gon' take this personal. She gon' take this personal. You a little thirsty, thirsty. You got too comfortable. Heard these love me, I was never that impressed. Said she want a baby, already got a kid. So she poking holes through the condom, that's a trip. Heard she wanna try me, yeah, that's how she vent. Hundreds in the sky, baby, that's how it is. You can lose your man, fuck with me, I'm a man. You can bet 1,000, baby, that's how I smack. She didn't say when I pulled up that sack. I fell in love with blue faces. Girl, I love picturing you naked. I changed my life for blue faces. This what we talking, blue faces. I fell in love with blue faces. Girl, I love picturing you naked. I changed my life for blue faces. This what we talking, blue faces. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents.
You tuned in to IE Radio on KCAA.
Baby! Yo, one more time, shout out to the homie Buchanan. You just heard Dead Presidents. That's going to be on his upcoming project. Go ahead and give him a follow and stay tuned with all that. Now, for our next segment, we do have a special guest today.
We have the one and only Dr. Mac. How you doing today, ma'am?
I'm just great, Nappy. Thank you for inviting me to come over. I have my crew here.
Oh, yeah. Shouts out to them for setting up and all that. Got the nice poster behind you. So, let's get down to it. Being a mayor electee and becoming that, what is your vision for Moreno Valley as a whole?
How much time do I have, Nappy?
We got 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We got a minute.
I want to introduce my crew. Over in the corner here, there's Ariana, and there's Ram, and there's Cedric, and my riding buddy over there is Murray. He's sitting in the corner. So
Mr.
shout out
Murray.
to my crew. Well, Nappy, there's a lot of things that's going on in Moreno Valley. And the main thing I want to say before I say anything, I am in the house, and I am running for mayor. Can I say that again?
That's right, you heard it. Right here on IE Radio, Dr. Mac's in the house.
And I'm running for mayor. I'm running for mayor for a lot of reasons, but before I get started, I want to say something to the audience. And I want them to keep this in mind when they're listening to the broadcast. I am not what I do. I am not what people say I've done. I'm not what I have. And I'm not what people say I'm about. I'm about change. I want to make a difference in Moreno Valley. I've been living in Moreno Valley for over 20 years. And I've seen things happen in Moreno Valley that I don't agree with. So my role and my vision for Moreno Valley is to make changes where I can and to improve where I can. That's the primary reason. I am kind of bogged down and unhappy about the leadership in Moreno Valley. In Moreno Valley, I have seen cronyism, nepotism, good old boyism, and anything goes-ism, and it's time for that to change. We need new leadership. My cousin, Stacey Adams, just won a candidate to be mayor in Georgia.
Hey.
If she could do that in Georgia, I think she had like a 72% run against her opponent was 23%. Wow. That's my baby cousin. So she ran, and she's doing good down in Georgia. So if that can happen in Georgia, it can happen in Moreno Valley.
So leadership runs in your family?
Yeah. So I think it can happen. Right now, the millennials are talking, and I'm listening. I don't know about the other candidates, but I'm listening. Ever since the shooting in Portland, everybody should be listening. The millennials are out there telling people we need change. And one of the changes they're fighting for is new gun laws. I'm on that same page. We don't have it so bad here in Moreno Valley, but it's happening in different parts of the country. And when it affects one school, it affects all of us. As an educator and a nurse and a teacher, I want to see students empowered. I want to have them to vote and vote out the incumbents and some of the politicians that are not taking the students serious. Are you with me? Yeah. Are you guys with me?
Yes,
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. Why do you think millennials don't want to vote or don't necessarily even take the time to sign up to vote?
I don't think they've been educated about the power of the vote. Millennials have been, I think, asleep at the wheels, but now that their classmates all across the country are being devastated through gun violence, they've woken up. Now they're taking the ram. They're taking hold of the harnesses, and they're the driving forces now. So they're saying, we want change. And me, Dr. Mack, I want to be a part of the change in my city, in Moreno Valley, and I want that change to spread nationwide. Mm-hmm. This is the year of the woman. I am a woman. And it's also a year of different flavors of women all over the country. Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing. In the past, we haven't had this opportunity. But now it's been given to us, and it's time that we use it. We need to use our voices. I'm not a politician. I'm just an average, everyday resident of the city of Moreno Valley who came here when my son was in high school to get him away from Los Angeles because of the drive-by shootings. And now I'm invested in this city. My son turned 46 on May 17th. He's a father himself. He's an educator himself, and he wants to see changes in schools as well. I had a conversation with some friends over barbecue Sunday, and we were talking about the missed opportunity that students have been granted because they go from grammar school to junior high school and high school. They get to high school, and they can't pass the exit exam. So they never get their diplomas. That needs to change. So there's a lot of things that I see as a nurse and as an educator and a new politician that I'd like to work on. Mm-hmm. I want to abolish the exit exam. I want to make sure students have a safe place to go after school. I want to make sure that young students get tutoring. I want to make sure that we work hard on raising the math scores and science scores so that women and girls and young women can be empowered to go into math as teachers, as educators, go into science as educators, and one day do things that we never dreamed they could do. As I sit here today, or tonight, I'm reminded about where I grew up in the South of Mississippi. We didn't have a lot of opportunities. And the only way to get out of Mississippi and to get out of the South was through education. My teachers instilled in us that you could be green, purple, blue, or brown. As long as you got an education, you got a shot.
I tell my little cousin that every day because he's from Plymouth, North Carolina, and that's a really small town. I think it has maybe 1,200 people, and there's not many opportunities that you really have working at a fast food restaurant, you're working at a mill, or you're working in a warehouse. And I told them, you really have only one option, and you have to do good in school. And if you don't do that, then you're practically stuck.
What kind of wages is working at a fast food restaurant or a mill or a factory going to bring? How are you going to support yourself in a decent way and support a family?
It's nearly impossible.
It's totally impossible. And I believe we should raise the standard of living from $10 an hour to $15 an hour. And I also believe that when a person goes to school, and I'm not advocating for everybody to go to a four-year university or go to a university and get a master's or a doctorate, because some people never will. And we can't put that burden on them. But we need to pay them for what their education permits, whether it's a technical school, a vocational school, or a 2-year junior college. And if they work hard and go to school, they should be paid the wages that that degree or that technical certificate supports. That's what I believe.
When one of your policies talks about public schools and charter schools, does that kind of go 2 and 2 together with what you're talking about now?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I believe that our government is doing us as educators and citizens an injustice. Our policy right now from Betsy DeVos, she's the director of education at the Trump level, they're taking money from public education and they're funneling that money over to private charter schools. That need to stop.
Well, that doesn't even make sense.
But it's happening. And I see a lot of new charter schools popping up in Moreno Valley. If you have more charter schools than you have regular public schools, the great teachers or the best teachers will go to the charter schools. And what's going to happen to the children left in the public school? Their education level is going to suffer. Right now in California, our students rank 46 or 44 in reading and 43 and 44 in math.
Ooh.
What kind of job are they going to get? Who's going to hire them? And most interviews today, they check your resume and they really do call the people to see if you're telling the truth about what you put down. So a lot of things has to change on the education level, and a lot of things has to change in people's mindsets.
Most definitely. And when I see your poster in the back, it says your vote counts. And apparently ex-felons can't vote. So what is your plan on that issue?
Right now there's a bill in Congress, and they're working, different senators are working on in different states to allow ex-felons to vote. My vision for ex-felons, because I have a brother who's an ex-felon. He served his time, he's a father, he's a husband, he's a family man, and he should be allowed to vote. So we have to keep after our politicians at the state level as well as the federal level to enact laws and write bills so that once you've served your time, you don't keep being punished for the mistake you've made. You know, California has been notorious for having the 3-strike laws. Who do they affect? They affect mostly brown and Latino men. So the justice is not just. If you are doing drugs or trafficking in drugs or selling drugs, if it's cocaine, crack cocaine in South Central, you get a 3-strike. But if it's powder cocaine in Beverly Hills, you pay a fine. Unjust laws. We need to change that.
Man. And you talked about the opiate problem. And is it just the Moreno Valley problem? Because I think it's an Inland Empire problem.
It's not just an Inland Empire problem,
Mm-hmm.
Nappy. This is a nationwide problem. As a nurse, I've worked in drug rehab and psych for years and years. And I saw the drug epidemic long before it became fashionable and popular. I was one of the first African-American nurses to work at the Betty Ford Center. And we had people coming into our center way back then who were abusing drugs. But because it was a different clientele, if you go to a Betty Ford Center, there's not a stigma. But if you're a young person who have no money, you go to county lockup. There's a stigma. There's a big deal. Right now, opiates is plaguing cities across the country. And we need to work with our politicians, state and local and federal, to enact laws that will not penalize you for the rest of your life because you have a nickel bag or a dime bag. I believe in marijuana for medicinal purposes. I believe in medical marijuana. I'm a cancer survivor, a breast cancer survivor. Don't tell anybody, but my son and his girlfriend back in the day, they went out and got some marijuana and made me tea to drink because I was constantly throwing up, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, upset stomach, you can't eat, you can't sleep. So we need to not make things so difficult for people. And I believe that that law is going to be enacted eventually. Right now, I just read in the newspaper where our politicians in Moreno Valley are going to start erecting some medicinal marijuana centers so that people won't get arrested for something so trivial, and that will be on their arrest record for the rest of their life. Make sense?
Yes, because there's men in prison for 20 years for having, 2 grams of weed in their pocket?
Well, it's a difference in the justice and the laws. It depends on where you live.
Exactly.
And who you are.
And how much money you have.
It does.
Because if you can afford a lawyer, then, it's all good. But when you can't.
And most of them can't.
Yeah,
they're young people, and they don't have jobs. First, we got to get them the jobs.
Exactly.
And then we got to get them some education.
Yeah, get the
and then we have to educate them to how they can protect themselves.
And
process.
And I love that you're so willing to work with the youth, because being an African American, I think it's really important to have someone of your stature to be the face of something like this, because it shows that we don't have to just work at a fast food restaurant. We just don't have to work at a warehouse. We can actually do what we want to do, and a little education or a little push can get us to those dreams that we want to do. And I think you're a great picture for that from your story that you're telling.
Let me give you a story that happened with one of my students. I've been an educator for a number of years, quite a few years. And I had a student way back in the day, this was back in the 90s, and my student missed class. And I asked his classmates, where's George? And they said, oh, he's just out today, Dr. Mack. Next day he was out. Day 3 he was out. I knew something was wrong. If you miss 3 days in a vocational program, you're dropped from the program. So I asked my students, I said, where is he? And they told me that he had a boot on his wheel of his car. And he couldn't raise the money to pay for the fine for the boot. So he had to go to jail to set it off. You with me? So I asked his classmates to tell me where he was. So I made arrangements to go to the jail and help him get his homework in. Never told the director, I'm getting in trouble now, never told the director that he had missed class. And not telling her, he was able to finish his days in jail, come back to class, graduate top of the class. Now this young man, African American, is a father. He's a flight nurse for a children's hospital. That's why education is important to me. I want to make a difference, not just in one person's life. I want to make a difference in anyone's life that I can. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am. How important is it for you to actually go into the community of Moreno Valley and speak to the people rather than just being behind a TV screen?
It's important. I'm having a campaign kickoff rally June the 30th at the Edgemont Community Center in Edgemont, California. It's going to start at 11 o'clock and it'll end at 3:30. So I'm sending out mailers the next couple of weeks. Right now, Moreno Valley is in the primary election, and that's the primary session. That will end June the 5th. The elected officials that are in office now are running to be reelected. June the 6th, the general elections start, and that is when my message would be coming out. Let's vote, let's get out there, let's make a difference. So June 6th starts the general election, okay? So my vision, for the next 6 months is to run heavy and hard, to be at every event I can, and to talk to as many people as I can, and set up on the community centers and corners wherever I can to talk to the voters. I'll be having a voter registration drive the same day with a kickoff rally and also a fundraiser. So it's all in one, Nappy.
Okay, we're moving. Okay. And you also talk about universal health care, and that is a very important thing because we're actually fighting for that as we speak. So what is your view on that?
Right now, the Trump administration have tried many, many times to appeal the Affordable Care Act. Right now, a lot of people do not have access to affordable health care. And with the mandates, they were being able to get health care. Some people haven't had or seen doctors in years. They may have a primary condition that can grow and get worse if you don't see a doctor. My vision is that everyone should have care, period. Care is not a right. Care is a right. It's not something that you should be denied because you don't have money. It should be something that everybody should have access to. Affordable care, whatever cost there is. And right now, they're working really hard to roll back a lot of the gains that were made in the last administration. They're closing clinics. They're closing parenthood clinics. They're denying women being able to be having doctors talk to women about follow-up care. They're making it a fine and a penalty. When did that ever happen before in the past? Crazy. This has never happened in our history. So care is important. And it's also important for young people. They don't even think about them being at risk. One of the major things that young kids today are at risk for is meningitis. And they don't think about it. Mononucleosis, hepatitis A, B, and C. These are issues that we need our kids to be aware of. And so with health care, this will be good for everybody. And you need neighborhood clinics to go for children to go to and for anybody to go to make sure that we're all on the same page.
And to hit on what you were saying about the clinics, you have the woman's right to choose, and they're taking away the woman's right to choose. So what are we going to do about that?
You're taking steps back.
We're going backwards. Yeah. Our politicians are removing some of the gains that we've had. The Me Too movement is making a dent. Black Girls Vote, Black Girls Rock, we're all making a difference. Emily's List, all of these organizations are trying to push back against rolling back some of the things that has happened. The biggest threat right now for women is for the politicians to get rid of Roe versus Wade. That is a legal abortion. And they're saying that we're closing down every clinic who even talk about abortion. I'm not sitting here saying I'm advocating for that. But if a woman wants to choose what's best for her body and her family and her pocketbook, I don't think the politicians should be involved in that. Let her decide what she's going to do with her doctor and with her God.
Yeah, some things should remain family matters.
And that kind of goes with the wages that are going on. What is going on with that right now in the city of Moreno Valley?
We have a minimum wage scale, and it's in the $10 range. Some employers pay $7, $10 an hour. Some pay $10 an hour. But for me, Dr. Mack, if I were to win the vote and become mayor, I will push heavily to start at $15 an hour. If you go to school and you get technical training, that $15 an hour should rise with you. As you learn and grow in your profession or your trade, you need to have a living wage versus a minimum wage. Yeah. And we don't have that now. You can't support a family on $10 an hour, nor $7.
Can't even start a family.
And it's even difficult on $15 an hour. So we need to work on that, and I'll push very hard for that.
And that kind of goes with the senior housing, too, because a lot of people don't see their grandparents like that, and they necessarily don't get enough money from their Social Security as well. So how does that kind of coincide with the senior housing?
Right now, Moreno Valley is doing a good thing. We are erecting some senior housing. We have a lot of building going on, housing going up, but it's not enough. I'm a senior, and I'm on Social Security and Medicare, and I know for a fact that the friends that I have who are probably not in the same boat that I am, we need senior housing for them. I'm a commissioner on the Moreno Valley Senior Citizen Advisory Council. And one of the primary things that we talk about all the time is more affordable senior housing. Within the next, I think, 2 weeks, June 19th, the Moreno Valley Senior Citizen Advisory Council, we're going on a retreat. And we're going to be working on a 2-year strategic plan. And we're going to be bringing up housing and transportation and the cost of water. That's another issue in Moreno Valley. Seniors can't afford that. They live on a fixed budget. And when you start raising prices outside of their budget, it throws them off. They have to choose between medicine, house, rent, and food. So that should not be a choice. That should be something that's baked into the cake.
Literally all three of those to survive. You can't take one of those out.
They do, but you'd be surprised. And when they start borrowing medicine from their friends, they get in trouble. Yeah. So a lot of things is going on. So June 19th, we're going to have this strategic meeting off-site retreat. And we're going to bring up some of these issues that are important to the citizens of Moreno Valley. On June 30th, I will be hosting this rally, and I'm asking everyone to come out. Come with your questions, come with your concerns, come with your comments, and let's have a dialogue. Let's talk about what we could do together. I believe your vote counts, and together we can make a difference. That's my objective, is to make a difference. But I need your vote.
And when is that again, you said?
It's June 30th from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. is at the Edgemont Community Center on Cottonwood Avenue in Edgemont, California. Most people who live in Moreno Valley know it's off the old 215 highway, so it's easily accessible. We're going to have vendors there making tacos and hot dogs, and all you have to do is just show up with your questions and your concerns, and we can have a conversation and a dialogue. Okay?
Sounds good.
You know, thank you, Dr. Mack, for coming on here and speaking your mind and your values and your views on what you want to do for the city. I think it's really important, and I'm glad that you chose this platform to speak about it.
I want to thank you, Nappy, for inviting me. I was so happy we talked at the tea, and we followed up. That's important. You know, we need to stay connected. And I appreciate the opportunity for being on KCAA Radio in the Empire Station. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's our pleasure. Shout out to all the listeners. Once again, you just heard from Dr. Mack, who's running for mayor of Moreno Valley. My name's Heavy the Homie.
I'm Nappy 2000.
And we're going to get some more music going for y'all. Turn it up.
Thank you, Heavy.
Time to face it. Sitting in the middle of the basement holding the jack. I'm anticipating he gon' call me back. Got so much on my mind, ain't no holding it back. In fact, I give a how he gon' react. For my first 19, asking where Lee at. Never seen him in the spots where we be at. For the next couple hours I sat till the phone rang. No luck or no cigar. So I said to myself, I try them all. Me and Vincent left out, went to shoot some ball. Came back, had a message like this, show Paul. Then I took to the phone, conversation was raw. I had to let him know that his child was scarred. And right now we working through our mess. But I had to get some off my chest, so bear with me, y'all. Check it out now.
Just wanna take the time to let you know. Sometimes it's hard to let my feelings show. The possibilities are really so. This is all for you.
I was looking at your photograph, amazed how I favored you. I remember being young, wanting to play with you. Cause you was a wild and crazy dude. And now I understand why my mama couldn't never stay with you. From the roots to the branch to the leaves, they say apples don't fall far from the trees. Used to find it hard to believe, and I swore that I would always hold my family as long as I could. But damn, our memories can be so misleading. It's misery, I hate to see history repeating. Thought you were the bad guy, but I guess that's why me and my girl split and my son is leaving. I did chores, did bills, and did dirt, but I swear to God I tried to make that work till I came off tour to an empty house with all the dressers and the cabinets emptied out. I think I must have went insane, thinking I was in love but really in chains. Trapped to this girl through the 2-year-old who carried my name. I tried to stop tripping, but yo, I couldn't, and the plot thickened. That affected me largely because Cause I know a lot of people want me to fail as a father, and the thought of that haunts me. Especially when I check my rearview mirror and don't see him in his car seat. So the next time it's late at night and I'm laid up with the woman I'ma make my wife, talking about how we gon' make a life. I'm thinking about child support, alimony, visitation rights, cause that's the only outcome if you can't make it right. Pissed off with your children, feeling the same pain. So Pop, how could I blame you cause you couldn't maintain? I did the same thing, same thing.
Just wanna take the time to let you know. Sometimes it's hard to let my feelings show. The parts I'm feeling, these are really so. This is all for you. You just wanna let you know.
God said he lied and a little girl named Corinne. Some say the blacker the better, the sweeter the juice. I say the darker the flesh and the deeper the roots. I give a holler to my sisters on welfare, 2 block kids, if don't nobody else care. And I know they like to beat you down a lot. When you come around the block, brothers clown a lot. But please don't cry, dry your eyes, never let up. Forgive but don't forget, girl, keep your head up. And when he tells you you ain't nothing, don't believe him. And if you can't learn to love you, you should leave him. Cause sister, you don't need him. And I ain't trying to gas you up, I just roll them how I see. You know what makes me unhappy? That when brothers make babies and leave a young mother to be a hat. And since we all came from a woman, got our name from a woman, and I came from a woman. I wonder why we take from our women, why we rape our women, do we hate our women? I think it's time to kill for our women, time to heal our women, be real to our women. And if we don't, we'll have a race of babies that will hate the ladies that make the babies. And since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to create one. So will the real men get up? I know you're fed up, ladies, but keep your head up. Head me up, head me up, head me, head me, head me, head me, head me up. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easy. Head me up, head up. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Oh, keep me up, head up. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easy. Head me up, head me up, head me up, head up. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Hey yo, I remember Marvin Gaye used to sing to me. He had me feeling like black was the thing to be. And suddenly the ghetto didn't seem so tough. And though we had it rough, we always had enough. I huffed and puffed about my curfew and broke the rules. Ran with the local crew and had a smoke or two. I realized mama really paid the price. She nearly gave her life to raise me right. And all I had to give her was my pipe dream. How about the mic and make it to the right screen. I'm trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. It's hard to be legit and still pay your rent. In the end, it seems I'm heading for the pen. I try to find my friends, but they're blowing in the wind. Last night, my buddy lost his whole family. It's gonna take the man in me to conquer this insanity. It seems the rain will never let up. babies on their own. I know it's kinda rough and you're feeling all alone. Daddy's long gone and he left you by your lonesome. Thank the Lord for my kids, even if nobody else want them. Cause I think we can make it, in fact I'm sure. And if you fall, stand tall and come back for more. Cause ain't nothing worse than when your son wants to know why his daddy don't love him no more. You can't complain, you was dealt this hell of a hand without a man feeling helpless. Because there's too many things for you to deal with. Dying inside, but outside you're looking fearless. While the tears is rolling down your cheek, you're steady hoping things don't all fall this week. Cause if it did, you couldn't take it. And don't blame me, I was given this world, I didn't make it. And now my son's getting older and older and cold from having the world on his shoulders. While the rich kids are driving Benz, I'm still trying to hold on to surviving friends. And it's crazy, it seems they'll never let up. But please, you gotta keep your head up.
Like lightning, it's frightening, I'm tightening up, cause they don't know the score. Ooh, here comes the roar, knock on your door. I wonder who it is and who could it be? Ain't nobody but the INC. With more soul than the train, I'm a brain. Well, 808 beats that hit big like pain. Daddy, caddy, coupe the bill, chill. Jump in my ride and slide down the hill to see if we can catch them kids that was talking that mess and trying to impress. Nevertheless, yo, I gotta let them know they can't find us, so get behind us as we cruise in the INC ride, yo. Come on, going on the ride, it's the ride, yo. Come on, I know you wanna ride, it's the ride, yo. Come on, we're going on the ride, it's the ride, yo. It's the INC ride.
From the east side to the west side, from the north side to the south side, from the east side to the west side, from the north side to the south side.
Ain't nobody but the A. Okay. And I'm not the one you wanna play. I'm fat like the cap on a can of flat black. Let me snap back, breaking down with my rap. But this is how we do. Who is the crew coming through with the brand new? As we flex and get fly, you cry, the roof is on fire, but my name ain't Left Eye. Punks be all up on it like a Charlotte Hornet, but they full of Chicago Bulls, cause they don't want it. Ooh, don't let me sing, I'm peeking, I'm freaking, getting that like a G-string, and that you don't need. We'll be blowing up like that movie Speed, indeed, you're on the ride. It's the ride, yo. Come on, we're going on the ride, it's the ride, yo. Come on, I know you wanna ride, it's the ride, yo. Come on, we're going on the ride, it's the ride, yo. It's the INC ride.
You tuned in to IE Radio on KCAA.
What's hood, y'all? Once again, my name is Heavy the Homie.
Nappy 2000.
We just wanted to thank all of you guys for listening in and tuning in to IE Radio every Tuesday. We appreciate all you guys that do, give us that listen. Whether you're listening on the radio, listening on your computer, whatever it is, we appreciate you taking the time. Shout out to Dr. Mac for taking the time to come through. We also want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Puff Sauce, the Music Lounge 710, as well as Serious Cartoons and Records. Unfortunately, we weren't able to give out the tickets tonight. I know I said we were going to have someone call in to win the tickets. We still are going to give the tickets away. We'll contact someone through Instagram. If you guys reposted it, we'll figure something out and, give you guys these tickets because we do want you to see the show. Once again, that's going down this Saturday at the Observatory in Santa Ana. Our homie MC Life will be performing there. Another show that MC Life is involved in is June 15th, going down in Riverside. He's bringing out the legendary Immortal Technique as well as Chino XL. Go ahead and contact MC Live to get tickets. That is one show you don't want to miss. And with the last little time that we have, we're going to go ahead and play the homies track one more time. Once again, this track is called Dead Presidents by none other than Boo Cannon, Mr. West Covina himself. And this track will be off his mixtape, Never Going Broke Again Mentality. That'll be coming out in June, so be on the lookout for that. Once again, shout out to the homie Boo Cannon. He's a big supporter of us here at IE Radio. Go ahead and give him a follow, and I hope you love this song as much as we do.
You know this is slap, Imani made
I fell in love with blue faces. Girl, I love picturing you naked. I changed my life for blue faces. This what we talking blue faces. I fell in love with blue faces. Girl, I love picturing you naked. I changed my life for blue faces. This what we talking blue faces. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. I came from trapping on roads. I was placed on a road. I wanna, you know, roll. West Covina, baby, I was told. I could've done life, I was blessed. I'd rather make money than stress. My niggas say I can't fall like cliffs. Bitches ain't checkers, this chess. Niggas say they got you, but they can't show. My side, no, this my show. I cannot trust what you say. All I need to know who's paying me. This is what I'm on. Boo Cannon been on. I fell in love with blue faces. Girl, I love picturing you naked. I changed my life for blue faces. This what we talking blue faces. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. Dead presidents, dead presidents. She gon' take this personal. She gon' take this personal. You a little thirsty, thirsty. You got too comfortable. Heard you love me, I was never that impressed. Said she want a baby, already got a kid. So she poking holes through the condom, that's a trip. Heard she wanna trap me, yeah, that's how she been.
Shout out to everybody tuning in. Once again, this is IE Radio with Heavy the Homie. Nappy 2000. Every Tuesday from 8 to 9. Peace.
KCAA Loma Linda. Listen on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM.